In this video, I'm going to be ranking every single AI company and AI model that is currently on the frontier and giving you guys a real breakdown of where the current AI frontier stands today. By the end of this video, you're going to know what models are good at front-end design, security, what AI subscriptions are the best, because it's not just about ranking models for overall rankings. There are very particular things that each model is good at. For example, we're going to be ranking subscriptions in which AI company offers the best subscription. We're going to be ranking front-end design capabilities, one-shot capabilities, cost, speed, backend, and even security. And at the end, we're going to be building the overall rankings comprising all of this. And this is not just from benchmarks. This is from real world capabilities. BridgeMind has broken $200,000 in ARR, and I built this company completely using AI models. So I have quite a bit of experience using these models. And in this video, you're going to understand which models you should be using when, where, and why. Now, before we get started, I do have a like goal of 400 likes on this video, so if you haven't already liked the video, make sure you do so. But with that being said, let's dive right in. And the first benchmark that I want to start with is front-end design. This is an area that matters a lot to people because with AI today, it's still very difficult to get a design that doesn't look like AI slop. So for that reason, I am just going to break down what models are the best, starting with Opus 5. Opus 5 is by far the leading model when it comes to front-end design right now. You guys have seen what it's able to do when it comes to things like game development or website development, and I've been very impressed with Opus 5 when it comes to front-end design. Now, believe me, Opus 5 has its own set of problems, but when it comes to front-end design, this is a massive strength of Opus 5. I'm also going to put Fable 5 in the S tier for front-end design. Claude models have always been very strong in front-end capabilities. This literally stems way back from Sonnet 3.5. They have always been very good at front-end design. For Kimi K3, I'm going to put this in A tier. This is also a very strong model when it comes to front-end design. We were shocked when it initially came out because it was a massive jump from Kimi K2.7 code to Kimi K3. The game dev capabilities are also very strong. GPT 5.6, now they have made improvements to OpenAI models for front-end design, but I would rank it kind of just mid-tier. I think it's mid. It does a good job if it's guided well, but just out of the box, I think it's very difficult to get strong front-end designs from GPT 5.6. When it comes to Gemini 3.1 Pro, when Gemini 3.1 Pro initially came out, it was unbelievable. It was the best front-end model at the time, but Gemini 3.1 Pro is old at this point. It's from February. So I'm going to put this in the D tier. It's okay. I've seen some people using it, but it really is not strong. I don't recommend that you use Gemini 3.1 Pro really for anything. Even though it's Gemini's leading Pro model, it's really old now. Grok 4.6, I'm going to rank this in the D category. I think that this is actually a huge weakness from Grok 4.6. Honestly, this is a little bit generous too. I was using Grok 4.6 on BridgeMind 1 and for the new website, and it was not good. I had it designed like a button, and it was complete AI slop. Grok 4.6 is strong in other areas, which we'll go over, but it's not good at front-end design. Composer 2.5, I'm going to put that in the F category. GPT 5.6 Terra, I'm also going to put that in the F category. Sonnet 5, I honestly don't use Sonnet 5 for anything, so Sonnet 5 isn't really going to get ranked. I think this model is a complete waste. If you take a look at Cursor Bench, Sonnet 5 is second when it comes to using the most tokens. The tokenizer on this model is very bad. It just wastes a bunch of tokens. So even though it's cheaper, it ends up spending way too much time on a task and also spending too much money. And the output that I get from it is just not worth it. Next up is Gemini 3.7 Flash, which I am going to rank B tier. I've seen people creating very good front-end design with it. I've seen some people sharing some things in the BridgeMind Discord community, which is the largest vibe coding community on the internet. There's a link in the pinned comment down below if you want to go check it out. But Gemini 3.7 Flash, I would give it B tier. It's very fast, so what you can do with it is you can iterate iterate on designs very quickly, and Gemini models are very good, especially if you give them reference, because they're so good at, I think it's the leading model when it comes to visuals. So if you give it a representation, it's able to actually create a very accurate representation to whatever reference you give it. GPT 5.6 Luna, I also am going to rank this in the F category. DeepSeek V4 Pro, I'm going to rank in the D category. I saw this do okay on a couple different tests, but overall, I'm not a huge fan of DeepSeek V4 Pro. GLM 5.3 is pretty good at front-end design. I'm going to also rank this B tier. Qwen 3.8 Max, same thing, pretty strong at front-end design. Minimax M3, I'm going to rank that E tier. DeepSeek V4 Flash, I'm going to put in the F tier. And Muse Spark, I'm going to put in the E tier as well. But with Mistral, I don't use Mistral models. So these are the models and how they stand today, in my opinion, in terms of front-end design. And this comes from real-world experience. Recently, I actually updated the BridgeMind website for the launch of BridgeMind 1 in beta. This is the website that I created. You guys can go check it out at bridgemind.ai. But I was trying these different models as I was building the website, and by far, the biggest model and the best model that I was using was number one, Opus 5, and also Fable 5. If you look at this, this is an actual in-website demo that is interactable inside the website, and it works perfectly. You have the plugins, you have routines, you have the dashboard. It looks very good. And this was mostly created using Opus 5. Now, during the process of creating this website, I was trying the different models. I was trying Kimi K3, I was trying Gemini 3.7 Flash, I was trying GLM 5.3, and by far, Opus 5 and Fable 5 are the go-to for design. I think it's going to be very difficult to get really strong front-end designs if you don't use Claude. It is just a crazy strength of Claude models to this day that they are unbelievably good at front-end design. Now, the next thing that I want to break down is subscriptions, and this is probably one of the most important parts of what goes into choosing a model. And when it comes to subscriptions, by far the best subscription on the market right now is a Super Grok Heavy subscription. I'm just going to move this up to S tier. Grok 4.6 is a very good model at this point at back end, and we'll get into that in a second. But if I do usage right now, I'm literally at 30% used on my weekly limit, and I have been ripping Grok 4.6 all week. I'm talking about 20 sub-agents at a time, massive code-based reviews, and I'm only at 37%. I don't think that I'm going to hit my limit with the subscription, and it also comes with GrokBot, and it comes with a Cursor Ultra subscription, which is very good because I can basically use Grok 4.6, but if I also want to use a little bit of Opus 5 and a little bit of Fable 5, because honestly the usage limits on that Cursor Ultra subscription aren't very good, but if you want access to those models, you also get it. Now, I actually don't know if they're removing that or not, but for right now, I was able to yesterday link my Cursor subscription and my Super Grok Heavy subscription, and I got Cursor Ultra for free. For OpenAI, I am on a $200 Pro plan, and currently OpenAI has a massive problem with their usage limits. GPT 5.6 Sol has been much more token intensive and expensive than GPT 5.5 was. And for example, right here, you guys can see that I only have 5% left on my Codex subscription, and this literally was 1 day of usage with GPT 5.6 Sol. The only reason that OpenAI is able to compete right now on usage is because Tebow continues to give reset after reset. They actually are giving another one tomorrow, which is the second one in just 3 days. So that is the only thing keeping them alive right now, because without those resets, this is terrible. So I want to be fair and balance what you're getting with the subscription as well as the resets that they're doing. So I'm going to give them C tier. This includes the resets. I honestly would put it in D tier if there were no resets, or maybe even E tier. But with the resets, I would put it middle of the pack, because if you think about it, we've gotten 2 resets this week. I ran out of my first normal one on the first day. Then they gave a reset. Then I have 5% remaining after another day, and now they're giving another reset. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out, but not super great limits from OpenAI. For Claude, I am going to put them in the A tier. Let's just check my Claude limits right now. So if you take a look at this, I've used 69% for the current week on all models and 71% used on the current week for Fable. And my subscription resets in 2 days, which means that it looks like my subscription is probably going to last through the entire week. So with that being said, I think that A tier is very good. I'll probably hit my limit, but I pretty much got the entire week without any resets. Now for Gemini, I'm going to put this in the F tier. I do not use or recommend this subscription. Gemini 3.7 Flash and Gemini 3.1 Pro just are not good models. So I don't use that subscription, so I can't really give you guys any recommendations or usage feedback on it because I don't use it. Now with DeepSeek, again, this is one that I don't use, but if you really look at it from the perspective of how much usage do you get with that subscription, it is going to be higher up on the list. It is a very cheap model. Both DeepSeek V4 Pro and DeepSeek V4 Flash are very inexpensive, so you do get a lot of usage out of that subscription. Now for Qwen, their usage is terrible. I did have an Alibaba plan and I ripped through my usage with Qwen 3.8 Max very quickly. It literally took 4 prompts, and I'd used like 57%. It was ridiculous. A lot of these I don't use. GLM is not good. I'm actually going to put this in the E tier. GLM 5.3, it's a very slow model. They do not have the compute to be able to serve that model reliably, and it runs out of usage very quickly, and the model is cheap. Kimi K3, I did have a $200 subscription that I canceled, and the biggest problem with it is that it's slow. This has always been a problem with Kimi K3 ever since they started serving it. Again, they just don't have the compute to be able to serve it, so I did cancel my subscription. I thought that the usage that I was getting with Kimi K3 on that sub was fine. It was just a bit slow. With Minimax, I don't use Minimax. I'm just going to put this in the F tier or don't use tier. Minimax M3 just isn't a good enough model. So that's where the Frontier stands today, in my opinion, for the subscriptions. I think that Grok Super Heavy is probably one of the best. Now on to one-shot capabilities, and I actually think that this is one of the biggest factors when choosing an AI model. So you guys already know what we're going to get started with. Fable 5, the one-shot king. This model is absolutely insane, and why it's the #1 model in the world is because of its one-shot capabilities. You give this model a prompt, it's able to get it done across front-end, back-end, database. It doesn't really matter. This model will get it done. GPT 5.6 Soul, I'm going to put this in A tier as well. I think that this model, especially if you launch sub-agents to help you, I mean, I literally had a GPT 5.6 session running in Ultra Code, and I was able to port an entire Swift app to Rust, and it actually worked. So one-shot capabilities, I'm going to put that in A tier. Opus 5, I'm also going to put in A tier. I think that's very good at one-shot capabilities. Gemini 3.1 Pro, F tier. Grok 4.6, I am going to put this in, honestly, D tier for one-shot capabilities, because typically with Grok 4.6, you're going to have to work with it a little bit. It's not quite there yet in its capabilities to be able to just work hands off, get everything done. GPT 5.6, I'm going to put this in E tier. Sonnet 5, again, I'm just going to put this in don't use. Gemini 3.7 Flash, I am going to put this in F tier. You're going to have to, whatever you do with that model, you're going to have to give it a couple shots. It's a very bad model, but it does work very fast, which we'll get into in a second with speed. GPT 5.6 Luna, I'm going to put in the F category. DeepSeek V4 Pro, F. GLM 5.3, I'm going to put in the E category. Qwen 3.8 Max, I am going to put this alongside Grok 4.6 in the D category. Kimi K3 is going to go in the B category. This is a very good model. One-shot capabilities, I wouldn't put it on par with GPT 5.6 Soul or Opus 5, but it's definitely up there. Minimax M3 is also going to go in the F category. DeepSeek V4 Flash is also going to go in the F category. And then Muse Spark is going to go in the, I honestly don't use it, but I've used it before. I've tested it. I probably would put it in the F or don't use category. For the sake of MuseSpark, I'll put it in don't use, but honestly, let's just put it in F. That model is not capable. And with one-shot capabilities, you're either able to one-shot something or you can't, right? So this is really, in my opinion, one of the most important factors when it comes to using an AI model. A model's understanding of what your prompt is and being able to actually understand the code base and build what it is that you want is so important in the world of AI. This is one thing that we constantly are looking for. In Fable 5, while not perfect, this model is S tier. This is the best model in the world. Nothing comes close. And GPT 5.6 Sol and Opus 5 are also up there, but not quite on par with Fable 5. But this is probably the most important category when it comes to using an AI model. Next up is cost. So if you are a budget vibe coder, this is very important for you. Okay, I'll just get started with GPT 5.6 Sol. I am going to put this in the D category. It's definitely on the expensive end, especially with the subscription. You don't get a ton of usage of it, but it's going to go in the D category. Opus 5 is also going to go in the D category. They're very close to one another. Grok 4.6, I'm going to put in the B category. It's a very affordable model, especially with that subscription. Again, it's very good. Fable 5, I am going to put this in the F category. This is the most expensive model. You don't get a ton of usage on the subscription, and you're never going to be using Fable 5 via API pricing. GPT 5.6 Terra, I'm going to put in the B category as well. It's much more affordable. Claude Sonnet 5 is going to go in the C category. Gemini 3.7 Flash is also going to go in the B category. GPT 5.6 Luna is going to go in the A category. They recently also decreased the price both for Luna and Terra, and it made it much more affordable. DeepSeek V4 Pro, I am going to put in the S category. I was literally using DeepSeek V4 Pro in API pricing. I spent over 100 million tokens and I only spent $5, and the model is actually quite capable for the price. So that's going to go in S tier. GLM 5.3, I'm going to put this one in B tier as well. Kimi K3, I'm going to put this one in C tier. It's middle of the pack, but C tier. Qwen 3.8 Max, I'm going to put this one in C tier as well. It's fairly expensive, but it's just middle of the pack. Minimax M3, I am going to put this in the A category. This is a very affordable model. DeepSeek V4 Flash is also going to go in S tier, and then MuseSpark is going to go in C tier as well. But this is the most important part of vibe coding for some people because, for example, hey, I spend over $1,000 a month on AI subscriptions. I know that's not everybody, but this is the just strictly cost related. If you're on a budget and you're looking to vibe code, the best models to be using are by far DeepSeek. They have a really good price to intelligence ratio. So for DeepSeek V4 Flash, you're actually able to accomplish quite a bit for pennies on the dollar. Next up is speed, which again is a very critical aspect of vibe coding because at the point in time that we're at today, most of these models will not get exactly what you want done on the first try. So the ability to iterate quickly and have more shots on goal are very important. So we'll get started off with Claude Opus 5, which, as you guys know, this is going to go in E tier. Okay, this is not absolutely horrible F tier, but it is a very slow and lazy model. We noticed it immediately at the launch. We were like, oh no, it's just because they just launched it. But no, just the model itself is just slow and lazy. It thinks a lot. Now, it does give you some pretty good results, but I'll give like very simple tasks to Claude Opus 5 and it'll take 30 minutes. GPT 5.6 Sol is also a slow model, but because they allow you the ability to put fast mode on subscription, I'm actually going to go middle of the pack because it does balance it out. A lot of the times I am using GPT 5.6 Sol fast. Grok 4.6, I am going to put this in the A category. It's able to complete tasks very quickly and very efficiently. Fable 5 is faster than Opus 5. It's not as fast as GPT 5.6 Sol, but it's up there. I would say faster than Opus 5, still on the slower end. GPT 5.6 Terra, we're going to put that in the B category. Sonnet 5, we're going to put this in the C category. Gemini 3.7 Flash, this is the fastest model in the world. I think it literally pumps out on OpenRouter like over 200 tokens per second. you can do massive site refactors, building things, iterating insanely fast with this model. Gemini 3.7 Flash, insane speeds. GPT 5.6 Luna, it's a small model, but you'd actually be surprised. It actually isn't the fastest model. I would literally put it neck and neck with Terra. When I'm using it in real workflows, Luna and Terra end up being very similar in their ability to actually get stuff done. DeepSeek V4 Pro, I'm going to put this on the D tier. When you're using this model on real world tasks, it actually checks its work quite a bit. When I tested it on prompts like the Minecraft game or the Horror House game, it literally took like over an hour, which is very slow for that model. When you look at the token speed on OpenRouter, it looks like it's fast, but in real world scenarios, it's not. GLM 5.3, I am going to put this in the F category. They just don't have the compute to serve the model. Now, they will open this up to additional providers, so it will run faster. But right now, when you're using GLM 5.3, it's not fast at all. It's very bad. Qwen 3.8, I'm going to put this in the D category. Kimi K3, I'm also going to put this in the D category. Actually, if you go direct, you can get much faster speed, so maybe I should bump that up to C. All right, guys, now I do want to rank all of these models overall. I don't want the video to get too long, so I just want to now compile everything that we've discussed. Starting with Opus 5, I am going to rank Opus 5 A tier. And you may be shocked at that because I have been very adamant about Opus 5 being a slow and lazy model, but one thing that changed my mind recently was the new bridgemine.ai website. What I saw Opus 5 able to do with this website blew my mind. It was able to one-shot all these different things that I asked it to do. It was able to build this in-app demo, and in my opinion, I think that this looks great, and this is just the first pass. We literally built this in one day. So I was very impressed with what Opus 5 was able to do here, and you do get a ton of usage on that subscription. Like I showed you guys, I get pretty much an entire week of Claude usage on that subscription. It's also fairly good at one-shotting features. For GPT 5.6, I am also going to label this A tier. I think that GPT 5.6 excels in the back end. I like the speeds on it. I think that it's a very good model at one-shot capabilities. It needs some improvements in design, but I do find myself using GPT 5.6 to solve bugs, to get features working, and it definitely is one of the best models in the world today. Gemini 3.7 Flash is very fast and very affordable, but I think that the model is just not good enough to be used in a lot of workflows, so I am gonna put this on the latter half there. I'm gonna rank it D tier because I did use it, and yes, it's fast, but you are going to have to use it a couple times and give it a couple shots, and even then, I just don't think that you're going to get anywhere close to the level of capabilities of any frontier model, even if you give it like 10 passes on a task. Gemini 3.1 Pro, I am going to label this F tier. At this point, this is a legacy model. It's from February. They were supposed to release Gemini 3.5 Pro, but it wasn't ready. So Gemini 3.1 Pro at this point is just a completely outdated model. I would never use this for any reason whatsoever. Grok 4.6, I am going to label B tier. It is getting close to being an A tier model. I think that Grok 4.7 definitely has the potential to be an A tier model. The reason that it's B tier right now is it's really bad at front end design. It's a massive weakness of the model, and I think that front end design is very important. So it is good at back end tasks and is very fast and comes with one of the best AI subscriptions with Super Grok Heavy. Composer 2.5 at this point is a legacy model. It's very old. I don't know if they're going to end up discontinuing the Composer series or not with the acquisition of Cursor. Terra 5.6, I'm going to label this D tier. Luna, I'm going to also label D tier. Honestly, with Terra and Luna, they're both not that great. You really just need to look at the price and decide what you want. I would not recommend using either of those models for coding. Sonnet 5, I'm also going to label D tier. I think the tokenizer is terrible. I don't even find myself using it. Fable 5, you guys already know, this is going to go S tier. This is by far the best model in the world. The one-shot capabilities, the design capabilities, the Claude subscription usage is actually quite good with it. But by far and away, the best go-to model that I'm using day in and day out is Fable 5. DeepSeek V4 Pro is going to go C tier. It's very cheap. It's one of the most cost-efficient models on the market. It's on the slower side. I don't recommend that you use it if you're trying to build like a super good production application. But in terms of cost, which is a factor for a lot of people, I'm going to put it C tier because with that price point, it's really hard to hate on the model. GLM 5.3, I am going to label E tier. I think this is like a 700 billion parameter model. It's good at front-end design, but it's very slow. It's not able to one-shot things. It's not good in back-end. And it's, again, with that coding subscription, the GLM coding plan, it is not good. Qwen 3.8 Max, I'm also going to label D tier. I think that you don't get a lot of usage on their subscription, and it's just like middle of the pack. I'm not super impressed by what I've seen with it. It hasn't been able to do much for me, so I'm gonna label that D tier. Kimi K3, I am going to label B tier. You do get incredible designs out of this model. The game dev capabilities are quite impressive, and I've seen people create very good production applications using it. Now, you don't get very good speeds on it, but this is by far and away the best open source model on the market right now. Minimax M3 is a legacy model at this point. It's not very intelligent. It's very old. I'm going to put that in F tier. They're probably going to release Minimax M3.1 here soon. DeepSeek V4 Flash, I'm going to put in D tier, mostly because you literally will spend nothing using that model. So it's, if I spend 10 cents to build like an entire website, how can I really put that any lower than D tier? Because it's so cheap. It's just so cheap, right? So it's really a cost thing. If you want to get a model that is just very cheap, you can use DeepSeek V4 Flash. It can get easy stuff done for you. You can even run it on local hardware. I've run it on the 2DGX Sparks behind me. It's fairly good for the price. And with MuseSpark 1.2, I'm going to label this E tier. I don't use it. I think that some people like it, but I'm not impressed with what I've seen from it so far. So this is where every major model stands right now for vibe coding. With all factors considered, Fable 5 is the best model. Opus 5 and GPT 5.6 are both A tier. B tier, Grok 4.6 and Kimi K3. And honestly, guys, I do not recommend using any models below B tier. But with that being said, if you guys disagree with me or agree with me or have any thoughts or considerations that I missed, please let me know in the comment section down below. I would love to have a discussion in the comments below and learn from you guys and learn from one another. But with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to BridgeMind and join our Discord community, where there will be a link in the pinned comment down below. And with that being said, I will see you guys in the future.